Hi, today we are talking about spot markets and why they're not a good way to build your business in the long term. My name is Anis. This is Never Stop Trucking. And if this is your first time here, we talk about trucking and dispatching and transportation topics. So let's start with this one right now. Spot markets are something that most smaller trucking companies will be using, and a lot of big companies. And some trucking companies will use them as needed. For example, they might have a contracted rate or contracted loads or dedicated loads. And if they need to come back from a certain point, to their home base, they might use a broker load from the spot markets, meaning they will just go to DAT load board or a truck stop and book that load. By the way, if you need a DAT load board, you can get 10% off for 12 months. Right now, that's the newest promotion for DAT board, and the link is in the description of this video. You cannot get it on their website. You have to go through an affiliate link. Now, I have been in this industry for a long time. I may not look like that, but since 2003, I had been driving a straight truck, and then in around 05, 06, I went to semi truck, and I formed a couple of companies. So I have been around in this industry for around 20 years now. And most of the time, I have been using spot markets because I was usually a part of a smaller company, or I was driving for a company that was using only those loads. And we have this mindset that if we want to make it in trucking industry, we should automatically go to load boards, broker load boards, and book loads and just do that every day. Every day you do the same thing. You go to the load board and find what's available, and you go from there. And there are companies anywhere from 1 to 100 trucks that would do that all day, and they have dispatchers, and that's all they do. They're out there just bidding on these loads, calling brokers, and adapting and adjusting their business to the spot markets. And spot markets are kind of like Wall Street. You never know what's going to happen. And in my opinion, to make a good, healthy company uh, based 100% on the spot markets is just wrong, and the company is doomed from the very beginning. All right. Now, sometimes when we have good years and good markets, then yeah, these loads are good. They're paying okay, and it's somewhat easy to book these loads because there is a lot of loads available, and you can negotiate, and you have time to look around. If you have a bad spot markets, then it's hard to book a load. You have to call, make tens or hundreds of phone calls just to book one load. It's hard to negotiate. It's hard to get a good rate, and it's hard to even get a profit as a company or as an owner operator that way. All right. And a lot of us, when we think about building or starting a new company or starting to drive, we automatically think spot markets, DAT load board, truck stop, and that's really uh, you know it kind of became normal. It's just it's just like when you speak to someone, well, yeah, DAT load board, and that's what it is. It is very hard to find contracted rates, especially if you're a small company. Sometimes they need certain amount of trucks, they need trailers, you need to have good salespeople. You might even need to have a brokerage for that, and I understand that. But there are a lot of owner operators who only have one truck, And there are a lot of companies, trucking companies, who have, like 5, 10 trucks that were able to find uh, a specific customer where they will do specialized loads. And I'm talking reefer, flatbed, step deck, Conestoga, flatbed with side curtains, oversized loads, dump trucks, agriculture, tankers, a lot of things that will separate you from those spot markets where you never know how next day or how next week or how next year is going to look like. All right. This way, if you're concentrating on something specialized like this, and like I said, I know it's not easy to find, but think about it. If you have constant money coming in and you have similar or same rates at all times, doesn't matter if we have inflation, if we have wars, if we have pandemic, the rates will stay the same, and you can maybe renegotiate them every year to adjust them to increased overhead expenses and things like that. So that's the best way. Well, if you're already in spot markets, it's kind of too late, but it's never late to start looking. But if you're thinking of becoming a truck driver or owner operator or your own company, think about this. Think about this. Don't think that the spot markets are the only thing that's out there for you to make money, and don't think that this will make you money long term. Spot markets, if and I made the same mistake. I'm not better. All right. Uh, this made me think, because I just recently started driving, and these are loads that are dedicated, and they are customer loads, and they're shipping their freight, all right, on their trailers. And these are constant, and these are great loads, and you know where they're going every week. You know your customers, and you can get a great pay because of that. All right. Uh, the trucking companies that are solely based on the freight and the freight that they're going to move from one place to another place, and that changes every day and every month, and you never know for sure whether you're going to have work next week or not, is really not a good way to build long-term business. Think about it. If you, let's say, have a store, a grocery store, and you're selling food and toys and clothes, all kinds of things, and you're getting your merchandise from somewhere, from a dealer or a warehouse, and you're getting these discounts because you're buying volumes, and the merchandise is priced in a way where you as a store can buy large amounts of items for a smaller price, and regular people, they don't have access to that. So you buy that and put it in your store, and you have your expenses, you have your overhead, you have employees, you have taxes, and you can figure out your profit, all right, for each of these items. And based on the volume, you can figure out, and you can make you can have expectations and forecasts on how much you're gonna have of revenue, your margins and your profits, all kinds of things, just based on the facts that you know all the prices, and they're mostly the same, they're stable. Now think about this. Let's say you're getting a piece of candy for 50 cents, and you're selling it for $2. All right. And based on that, you figure out your expenses and everything. And let's say you make 50-cent profit on that one candy. And that's all great. But what if that candy is $2 today, and then all of a sudden the markets are telling you that you have to sell that candy for $1.50 or $1. All right. And now you're selling that candy without any profits. Maybe you're even losing money because someone else is telling you, or like the consumers are watching the markets and they're saying, hey, everyone is selling this for $1.50. We're not going to buy it from you for $2. And now you're losing money. All right. So that's the problem with spot markets, because they always change. You always have to adjust. Spot markets don't follow the inflation. They don't follow the diesel prices. Well, sometimes they do, but a lot of times they don't. They don't follow your insurance prices, or how much you're gonna pay a driver, how much you're gonna pay yourself. So that's a problem with that, because you never know how much profit you're gonna have and how much money you're gonna lose. Okay. It's not easy to find other loads, but at least maybe if we can try to balance it a little bit more, find one customer or find someone that you can start doing like 10% of your freight, and then next year 20 or 50%, and to the point where you rely on spot markets, maybe like 10 or 20% or your shipments, or zero or none. So that would be the perfect scenario. The only good thing with spot markets and working with multiple brokers is that if one of these brokers goes out of business, or they owe you money, or they go bankrupt and they don't pay you, then, since you're working with tens or hundreds of brokers, it really doesn't matter that much. You can recover easier, all right? Because if brokers owe you, you have outstanding balance of all your invoices, let's say like $100,000, and one broker that, fails to pay you $5,000, then you should still be okay. All right. You're going to have a loss, but you'll still be okay. You're not going to close the doors of your company because of that. But if you only work with one broker, or you only work with one customer or shipper, or two of them, and one of them goes out of business, then you are in trouble, and they don't pay you, then you might as well close your company. So that's the only thing that's good about spot markets. Let me know what you think about this in the comments, and if you have any questions, also let me know. Check out DAT board. Like I said before, right now they have a promotion, 10% for 12 months if you are a new customer, and this way you will even save more money. They had a promotion for 30 days free, and that promotion is finished now. With the new promotion, you will even save more money if you do the math. My name is Enis. Subscribe to this channel. Never stop trucking. I'll see you guys around.